You know that feeling, right? You've made something you are just so proud of, but then you put it out there and it just doesn't sell. It is an absolutely gut-wrenching feeling for any creator. You know your work is valuable, but the numbers just aren't adding up. Well, we're about to look at a case study that shows the most common reason why this happens, and, more importantly, a clear way to fix it. So, let's just ask the question right out of the gate. You've poured your soul into a book, you hit publish, and then crickets. You can see people are visiting the page, maybe from your ads, but nobody, or almost nobody, is clicking that buy button. What is really going on? You know, the usual advice is you just need more traffic, right? Run more ads, make more social media posts. But what if that's just dead wrong? For most people, the problem isn't getting traffic, it's a conversion problem. They're getting plenty of people to walk into their store, but the store itself is a mess and isn't actually set up to sell anything. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's break this down by looking at the actual numbers, because this is where the real problem starts to show itself.
First off, a 2.8% conversion rate. Think about that. That means for every 100 people who landed on the book sales page, 97 of them just left. That is a massive, massive leak in the bucket.
And then there's this number. The ACOS, which stands for Advertising Cost of Sale, was over 120%. So what does that mean? Well, to put it simply, for every single dollar the author made, they were spending $1.20 on ads. They were literally paying people to take their book. It wasn't a business, it was a very expensive hobby.
And this is the most important point. The traffic wasn't the issue. People were showing up. The ads were doing their job of getting eyeballs on the page. But the system, that whole journey from seeing an ad to landing on the page to actually clicking buy, that system was completely broken.
So, how do you fix a broken system? Well, you don't do it by just throwing more money at ads. You do it by optimizing. The solution here was a surprisingly simple 3-step strategy that just completely flipped everything on its head.
So here's the game plan they used. First, they fixed the ad targeting to make sure they were reaching actual buyers, not just window shoppers. Second, and this is the big one, they totally rebuilt the book's listing page. And third, they added a simple marketing funnel to guide people along. It was a focused, smart approach.
Now, let's zoom in on that second step, because this was the real game changer. Listing conversion optimization. It sounds fancy, but it's basically giving your digital storefront a complete renovation. The whole point is to grab a buyer's attention the second they land on the page, make sure the page matches the ad they just clicked, and then make the path to buying the book totally obvious and easy.
And get this wasn't some year-long project. The results were, well, they were dramatic, and it all happened in just 30 days. I mean, just look at the power of this. The conversion rate didn't just inch up, it quadrupled, from that leaky 2.8% to a super healthy 11.6%. The ad costs, it plummeted from that money-losing 120% way down to a profitable number under 40%. And the sales went from being totally random to consistent, day-in, day-out revenue.
But wait, there's more. There was this awesome knock-on effect. Because the book was suddenly selling so well, the platform's algorithm started to notice. More sales signals that this is a hot, relevant product. So what happened? Its organic ranking shot up, meaning it started showing up higher in search results for free, which brought in even more sales. Okay, but here's the part that's going to blow your mind. How much extra did they have to spend on ads to get all of this done? Zero. A big fat zero. Not a single extra penny. This entire incredible transformation came from making the system they already had work better, not from just spending more to cover up the cracks. So, what's the big lesson we can all take away from this? It's really about a huge shift in how you think, a really powerful new way to look at your own work.
You've got to stop thinking of your book, or whatever you've created, as just a thing you sell. You need to start thinking of it as a scalable digital asset. It's a system, you know? It has inputs, like traffic, and it has outputs, like sales. And just like any other system, you can measure it, you can tweak it, and you can optimize it to perform better and better over time.
So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Take a hard look at your own project. I'm willing to bet the problem isn't your passion, and it's not the quality of your product. The real question is, what broken system is holding you back right now, and what's the one small tweak you can make today to start fixing it?